Well, I'm Tessa with Mama's Geeky. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh, we love Henry Danger in this house. So my daughter even planned a sleepover to watch the movie Friday night, and we had so much fun. For you guys, what were you most excited? And since we can talk spoilers, we can dive into it. For fans of Henry Danger to get to see in this movie.
Okay. I mean, I just think I was excited for people just for the movie in general. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I mean, we ended in 2019, and it was exciting to come back and film the movie. And I know we were all kind of on the edge of our seats, being like, are people going to like this? Are they going to love it? Are they going to enjoy it? I know we were taking the multiverse aspect, so we were like, I know it's a little out there, and obviously, I know we've been going through a lot of multiversal stuff in media in general. So I know that we were just kind of like fingers crossed. I hope that this does justice, and we hope that not only we get new fans, but that the fans that have stuck with the series really do enjoy it and enjoy what we've created. So I think that was the biggest thing for me.
About for you, Michael.
There were a few things. I was really excited for fans to see this ensemble all grown up. It's just such a cool vibe, and they're the same people, but they're adults now. It's very cool. I was really excited for them to see the special effects, the wardrobe, the just the incredible artistry that went into the design of it. It's so beautiful and it's so cinematic, which is just an extension. It doesn't feel like it feels natural. It feels organic, like an organic part of Henry Danger, just filmic, like a whole, like a very, very cinematic. So I was excited about that. And on a personal level, I was really excited for fans to see these different variations of schwas, just
Yeah.
completely different, like the schwas like they've never seen schwas before, which was really fun for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say for both of you, which was your favorite like fan fiction to explore if you have one?
I mean, the apocalypse. We shot the apocalypse stuff first, and
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. It was very fun to be there. I think it was a little cold, but I think that we had a lot of fun, especially since it was the first thing we did. Like, it really was like we kind of just jumped right into it. So there wasn't any like fatigue, there wasn't any long hours. Like, we were just this was like the very first thing we did, and we're like, okay, we're ready to go. This is actually happening, and we're on this really cool set in the middle of like the woods with a giant crashed airplane in the middle.
Yeah.
So I think that was that was loads of fun to do that. So I mean, that was probably my favorite, mostly because like it really was a fun experience to really like get going. Like the beginning of it was really fun.
Yeah, good start.
I'm with Sean on that. When I came with that was the first thing that I shot too, and I came to set and I was like, oh my God, like we ain't in Kansas anymore. This is this is not a multicam in studio set. This is like we are on location with half a plane, like an actual
Yep.
plane. And
And I mean,
this
it was
like
beautiful too.
it was so beautiful. And then also just I got to play with that accent. I got to create and say, hey, I want to do a Cockney accent with this. And they're like, go for it. And wear these cool clothes. It was a great way to start. So yeah, I'm with you, Sean. That was my favorite part too.
That part was fun to watch too. I mean, this whole movie was so much fun. We've already watched it like three times since it
Nice.
came out Friday in my house. My daughter did want me to ask you, Sean, if you know how to speak Spanish or not.
Yeah, I actually do know how to speak Spanish. In fact, it was a funny thing when we did it at the end of the series, because that's we obviously brought it in, I think, in the second to last episode. And I remember we have a dialect coach, and he basically came up and he's like, "Hey, so I'm gonna help you with the Spanish." And I was like, "Oh, I already speak Spanish. I got it." He's like, "You do?" I'm like, "Yeah, we've been doing the show for 6 years. Nobody knows that I speak Spanish." And they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So, but like I'm not fluent in it. I speak I've kind of got a little bit of like the accent down for certain words. But there's definitely some like I'm not fluent in it, so I know that like Joe, our director, would help me with some of the pronunciation of certain words. So, but yeah, I speak Spanish. I do actually know the language.
That's so funny. I love that you're like, I've been doing the show for how long? You guys didn't even know. You wrote it in the script, yet you didn't even
Yeah.
know.
I thought they did that intentionally. I was like, oh yeah, you guys know I can speak Spanish. Cool. Like I could do that. And then they're like, hey, so this is how you speak Spanish. And I was like, no, wait, I know how to speak Spanish.
That's so funny.
There was so many things like that in the show, right? Like in the 5th season, they had me playing the accordion. They didn't know that I took 8 years of accordion lessons as a kid.
Really?
They randomly threw that in. So it's like they just, yeah, there's certain things that they just didn't know about us. So they kind of, it was like, well, actually.
You're like, actually, this is very easy for me. I know exactly how to
Yeah.
do this. Oh, I love it. Well, final question before we wrap. What do you hope that people take away from this? Because I did really love kind of you see Henry's not the nicest a little bit to Jasper. You know what I mean? Like, and I think there's a lot of friendship messages here. So what do you hope that people take away from it?
Um, for me, I just think I hope that people just don't take certain friendships you have for granted. I think that's the biggest thing. I know we live in a time, especially with social media, where it's like you really want to be like the most. It's a stereotype of like always wanting to be the most popular, but social media I think has taken it to a bigger extreme because now it's not just it's no longer 1995 and you're like look at my big friend group. You have a number tied to it on like an account. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that I've cherished more of like the smaller groups that I have. Like I have a core group of friends, and I've been able to develop like strong relationship with all of them rather than trying to like spread myself thin and be like, well, I need to know this person and I need to know that person. I need to be a part of this group. And it's like as long as you are comfortable with the friends that you have and like those are your ride or dies, honestly. So it's not so much about like the fictional the number of how many people you know. It really comes down to the relationship that you have, even if it is just one friend. That's all you really need is just someone who's got your back.
Ugh, I love it. Well, that's my time, but thank you guys so much. This was so fun, and I loved this movie. We had so much fun with it. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.